My favorite thing about Dr. George is the way that she laughs. It always just brightens up a room.
My favorite thing about Ivy George is just how challenging she is. She really just challenges you to think differently than you did before.
Probably my favorite thing about Dr. George is how blunt she is.
How much she wants to engage with students and really work with them on learning, work with where they're coming from, and really work along with their journey in their process of learning. She really has a desire to get to know the students she's teaching.
And a lot of people say, oh, Dr. George is so intimidating, but honestly, I think that it's her ideas that are intimidating, and they really just push you to think outside of the box.
She could be laughing right before the exam that you were like crying about, and all of a sudden the exam's kind of not a big deal anymore. And I just really like that about her.
She doesn't want to sugarcoat anything because she wants you to be the best writer, the best thinker, the best person you can be. And so I think she really pushes people to be their best selves because she doesn't play any games.
My favorite thing about Ivy is just her ability to connect with students, and at the same time connecting with students, really challenging them with their personal views and their personal biases, and trying to make them a better person, a better understanding the people that are around them.
I think she taught me education is really important for freeing oneself, to know about where you come from and the world around you is a really important factor.
The most important lesson I've learned from Dr. George is probably that it's necessary to have a sense of self and a sense of others when you're thinking about certain things.
One important lesson I've learned from Dr. George is that we're all very complex. We have so many layers to us. And I mean, she demonstrates that, in her daily life, but she really reveals that to us through not just our syllabus, but through like conversation that I have with her.
One important thing she taught me is to just look at everybody that they're the same, and treat the differences in people as if every single person has intrinsic value.
I think one important lesson that I've learned from Dr. George is just being mindful and being aware of the perception that I have of others, being aware of what I've been taught and how that can be beneficial or harmful to someone's well-being.
One thing I'll miss most about Dr. George is just the light that she brings to the class and the conversation that you have.
How different her ideas are than any other professor I've ever had.
She can bring seemingly, dissimilar people together.
The ability that she has to relate with you and to show compassion and to just connect and be with you and enjoy those times.
The thing I'll miss most about Dr. George is just having conversations with her. She invited me over to her house a few times for tea, and I really enjoyed that. It was fun to laugh with her. She's really has a great laugh and a great sense of humor.
I think I'm really gonna miss being able to walk to Ivy George's house and have dinner and hang out with her family and pass around James Baldwin and read passages with groups of students and just have these really organic learning environments outside of the classroom.
I don't think anybody will ever challenge me in the way that she did.
She's seen things in me that I wouldn't have seen otherwise and has pushed me towards, like taking the LSAT, something I never thought I would do.
I think she really created a passion for me in studying sociology. She helped me see that sociology is such a necessary thing for understanding the world and for understanding who I am.
Dr. George has really helped me shape my identity and figure out who I am, both as just a regular social being trying to navigate the world, and also as a person in Christ who is trying to be faithful and committed.
Every day I see what Dr. George has taught me in my life. I see the way I talk to others, the way I view others has completely changed. I have a much more loving nature because of the classes and because of what I've learned from her.
I think that I learned that it's really important to get to know people, to know where they come from.
Dr. George has I feel as a sociology professor, she's given me sort of these goggles, this lens to look at the world?
Just that the world is, I don't know, it's just so diverse, and you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of the cultures and just the ways of life that are so much different than yours, and just a self-awareness and an awareness of others is so necessary.
She's really given me a lens to understand what's going on around me and to understand myself better. And so, yeah, I guess this critical lens that I think every person coming away from like a liberal arts institution especially should have, I think she's very much responsible for me having that.
Dr. George, I'd like to thank you for all you've done for me here at Gordon. It's really meant a lot, and I just want to take the time to really thank you for that.
Thank you so very much, Dr. George.
Thank you, Dr. George, for all that you do and all that you commit to all of your students. Thank you.
We love you. Thank you so much.
Just thank you so much for everything you've done and for what you embody to everyone on this campus. I thank you so much for, your contribution and your sacrifice, because I know you could be anywhere doing anything. So thank you so much for teaching people like me and dealing with and putting up with folks like me. Thanks so much.